Is Toddler Saz worth a pickup? Let's find out today on a Friday review on the Whiskey Tank. Hi everyone, I'm Joe. Welcome back to the Whiskey Tank. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to join me here. And today we're going to talk about Sazerac. If you haven't already liked, shared, subscribed, and done all those wonderful things to the channel, please go ahead and do that for me. It really helps the channel grow. I think I'm right around 100 right now, so I appreciate everybody who subscribed so far, but I'm seeing that about 70–80% of people that watch videos haven't subscribed, so just take a second, please help me out. Hit that subscribe button. It'll really help the channel grow and get more eyes on the channel, and we can see what else we can bring to y'all out there. What I'm going to talk about today is Sazerac 100 proof. So the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection bottle of the Saz 18 is Saz. The 90 proof for his baby Saz. So I'm going to call this one Toddler Saz. And there's a teen Saz coming out, and that would be the one that is 125, so the full proof. That one just got released. I haven't seen it up this way yet. From what I understand, this Saz got released in July. So I found this particular bottle, which they come in 1 liter sizes. I guess the MSRP is supposed to be around $30. I bought this in Virginia at an ABC store and it was $39. So they're supposed to sell at MSRP. So that's telling me that they don't sell everything at MSRP, or that information is not correct about $29.99. This primarily was designed as a cocktail whiskey. A lot of bartenders, I guess, got together, and at least the story is a lot of bartenders. I don't know if there's a bartenders association where they're like, we want a higher proof Saz. I can't see that happening. I mean, that would be kind of an alternate universe type of thing where the bartenders were up in arms because the Saz wasn't strong enough to hold up to a cocktail. But Buffalo Trace basically said that Saz, they were getting some complaints about not being strong enough to hold up the cocktail at 90 proof, so they went ahead and released this. Now, the 125 version is a version that I'm looking forward to bringing you guys when I find a bottle of it. That one I think is going to be better designed for sipping on. I think that the flavors will probably be a little bit stronger, but all I'm familiar with is regular 90 proof Saz and store pick Saz. So let's get into talking a little bit about this bottle. Previously, Sazerac rye whiskey was released in 2 variations, a limited 18-year-old release and the ongoing non-age statement release. That's at 90 proof. The limited release is released annually as part of Buffalo Trace Antiques collection, and the ongoing release is said to be at least 4 years old. Some people say that it's closer to 6 years old. Although Buffalo Trace doesn't disclose any of its mash bills. The mash bill used to make Sazerac rye their low rye mash bill, and it's believed to be comprised of approximately 51% rye, 39% corn, and 10% malted barley. Other Buffalo Trace whiskeys that are reported to use the same low rye mash bill are the Saz 18, like I said before, the Thomas H. Handy, which is also a BTAC rye. That's so BTAC meaning Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, and the Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye. So the 3 of those, plus the baby Saz, plus this one, plus the full proof version of this, reported to use that same mash bill. All right, so now that we've talked a little bit about the history of this, let's go ahead and crack this bottle and see how it tastes. Now, some people, Kevin, I'm talking to you, claim that there's a neck pour. I don't really fall into that, but I do think sometimes it's not so much about where it's located in the bottle. I think that has to do with the oxidization of the whiskey. So a little time and air help out a whiskey a lot. So this one I haven't opened up. As you just saw, I just did a fresh crack because I literally just bought this bottle last night. And I wanted to hurry up and get a review out for you because I find this whiskey to be a Thanksgiving type whiskey. So the other Sazerac, and I've tried that one, and the Thomas H. Handy, and I've tried that. I find I get a lot of orange with those, and clove. And so I get those kind of smells off. Even though it's a low rye mash bill, I still get some of those distinctive rye smells and flavors out of it. So I think if this one holds true with those other two, and it should be consistent because it's the same mash bill, I really think that this one's going to have a lot of that. So I wanted to hurry up and get this out for you guys for Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, where we're all still in that kind of festive mood. But let's get a little bit in this glass. There's a nice little glug, glug, glug coming off you. A lot of folks use this Sazerac for is making cocktails, and of course the famous Sazerac cocktail, which according to the recipe on the back of the label is 1.5 ounces of Sazerac rye whiskey, 1 sugar cube, 3 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, 1/4 ounce of herb sant, and a lemon peel. And that's how you build this version of a Sazerac. All right, let's get into the whiskey in the glass. On the nose, I'm definitely getting that citrus. That citrus comes to the forefront. It's like a lighter orange though, or maybe there's other citrus in there beside orange, and I can't really put my nose on it what it is at this moment. But there's something else in there. There's definitely some clove in there too, so I'm getting those holiday spices. This is very consistent with what I've gotten off from the Baby Saz and Thomas H. Handy as well. I haven't tried the Sazerac 18, so I don't think anybody cracks that bottle. It's like, that's a bottle that just people get to put in their BTAC collections, and they just sit there, because I've never, I mean, I'm sure somebody has. There's probably some fantastic reviews of that out in the YouTube verse, but I just haven't, none of my friends have cracked theirs. But that is, and it's a pretty good nose. It's got that punchy citrus. There's hardly any ethanol coming off this whatsoever. It's like I have to almost struggle to know I'm smelling a whiskey and not some kind of oil or something, like a essential oil, a watered down essential oil or something. It just doesn't have a powerful nose as far as alcohol goes. At 100 proof, I would think maybe it'll have a little bit more. So I mean, that's nice if you're into that. All right, let's see how this thing tastes. Cheers. It's surprisingly pleasant. I don't go into Sazerac expecting a lot of flavor. This isn't half bad. I mean, this really does pack a little bit of those bright citrus notes I'm getting off from this. So on the palate, this is kind of surprising because it packs more flavor than I thought it would at 100 proof. It's definitely, I find, more flavorful than the Saz 90 or the Baby Saz. It's really kind of pleasant. It's got those citrus notes in there. There's a little bit of the clove spice that I'm getting over, especially on my cheeks or the side of my mouth area. And the finish, I mean, really isn't, there isn't a finish to speak of. It's not very long. It's not extremely oily. It doesn't coat the palate like some higher proof whiskeys would, but I wouldn't expect it to at this proof point. But I'm going to go in for a second sip because that first sip was actually, I mean, really surprising. Okay, second sip was a good confirmation sip. I got a lot of those flavors came back. It's not overly complex, but it does have that citrus in it, which is, I think, in a rye, that's kind of pleasant. There is a little bit, I can see a little bit of the caramel notes in it now too on the second sip that I didn't really get on the first sip. The first sip was all light citrus in some of those clove spices. Second sip, still got that light citrus, and I can't tell if it's a cross between an orange and a lemon, or it's not really powerful enough to be like an orange juice. It's more like just like the essence of it, you know, or a lemon. I think there's a little bit of lemon in there for me. On the finish, like I said, isn't very long. Doesn't really coat the mouth well, but overall, it's not a bad sip. So, what's my overall impression of this? I'm gonna say this is an interesting rye to have on the bar. At the price of what they say is $30, what I paid was $40 in Virginia. I think it's definitely one that you should pick up. if for nothing else, to make cocktails with. It's not overly alcohol forward, so it could be a pleasant sipper. I could actually see this being one that would be pleasant to sip in the summer. I know it's kind of sacrilegious to say Sazerac, but as a summer, those citrus notes that are in there are kind of fun. This might even be fun for somebody who's not really a proofy drinker, so somebody who doesn't like high proof whiskeys to sip on an ice cube. I could see somebody enjoying that. So I would definitely buy this. I don't know how the availability is going to be. They had plenty of them on the shelf down in Virginia, and they were just sitting there, so I think it shouldn't be too hard to find. I will give this a score of a 57. It's one that you should keep on your bar. I'm not going to say don't get it. It's nothing I would rush out to try to find. But it's pleasant. I mean, it really is. And so again, my scale, 50 is something that's a whiskey that you should have in your bar. Yeah, I don't think you should not get it. It's nothing spectacular. 60 is when you start getting into those things where there's certain notes in it that kind of bring it out to be something that, hey, this is interesting to explore. I would add this on my rotation of whiskeys to try. 70 is something that's unique. There's a definite, hey, I want to taste this is what I should go to. So if I want clove, I'm going to go here. If I want something that's like a really good expression of caramel, I'm going to go to this one. So that's where those notes start really coming out and being expressive. 80 is unique. 80 is something you should actively hunt. Anything in the 80s, I don't pass them up when I see them if they're in the 80s. And 90s unicorn tears. That's like the stuff that's just fantastic. Once in a lifetime whiskey. Your stuff like your GTS, your Russell's 15, those type of whiskeys is what I'm gonna rate in the 90s. So this one today for me, like I said, 57. Not a bad whiskey. Definitely keep it on your bar. I hope that your Thanksgiving was fantastic and you had all your friends and family. If you wanted them there, and if you wanted to go solo, you went solo. Either way, I just hope that you had a good time and a good experience with that. I do again thank you for joining me on the Whiskey Tank today. I'm going to finish sipping on this beautiful little lemony, zesty rye, and see you guys next time on the Whiskey Tank. Cheers.